Hello. So, I have a brief idea of what a vague calendar does. It seems to extend on top of what a normal calendar does. So, before I jump into trying to figure out the implementation of this calendar, I'm going to figure out some of the things that it should be able to do. I'm using a Trello board here, and I'm just going to just rattle off a list of things that I think this should be able to do. I'm not going to take too much time to do this. I think 5 minutes is a good amount of time. As you can start to see, I'm trying to do 5-minute blocks. Every task I work on these side projects, I want a concrete, simple task to fit into 5 minutes so that I can slowly build up these projects 5 minutes at a time. If a task is way too big to be done in 5 minutes, I'm going to try and find some small piece of that task which can be done in 5 minutes and increment my way towards completing the whole larger task. Okay, so we've described the idea, and I'm going to start just brainstorming some use cases. So these are the kinds of things that users would be expected to be able to do. So I'm just going to start typing them in, not give them too much detail, but just rattle them off my brain. Okay, so my initial thought is it needs to do the basic CRUD operations on events. So I'm thinking you would have a single calendar that has multiple events. So I should be able to create an event, should be able to edit an event, should be able to read an event, and delete an event. Okay, so what is an event? I guess an event has a title, or maybe let's call it subject, sort of like an email or a git commit message. You have a subject, you have a body, and you have some time attributes to it. Don't know the details of the times yet, so let's just start by basically describing what a normal calendar event looks like. I should be able to edit the subject of an event, edit the body of an event. I'm not going to worry about things like inviting people to events, things like this. I think initially I'm just going to think about this as personal use. I'm already having ideas of how two people with vague calendars might be able to have them talk to each other and negotiate things. So let's suppose that I had 4 hours free and you had 4 hours free. Over time, as other people start to take up slots in that 4 hours, our two calendars would communicate and eventually tell us when we should meet. Okay, so I've got about a minute and a half left. What other things can a calendar do? Let's think about some specific vague calendar aspects. I should be able to set a specific start time. Should be able to set a specific end time. And I should be able to set an available period. So this is like, I need to do this thing, so that means that I'll need to set a duration. I need to do this task, so take out the rubbish, sometime between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. It'll only take me 5 minutes. I don't care when in that hour I do it, but I know it will take 5 minutes, and I need to do it in that hour. So I think that's a good beginning. I'm starting to think that these specific start time, specific end time, available period, there's some similarities around there, because an available period has a start time and an end time. An event has a start time and an end time, but those aren't the same thing. So I might need to think a bit more and flesh those ideas out. But other than that, I think this is a good set of tasks to start with, and maybe I'll start developing soon. Bye.